Combining gorgeous, almost Italian styling with hardy Swedish mechanicals, the Volvo P1800 is, in theory, a dream come true, not to mention the star of the saint. But now, 60 years on, to live with, is it a saint or a sinner? Let's find out. Introduced in 1961, the P1800 married the hardy, bomb-proof mechanicals of the Amazon saloon with this absolutely gorgeous coupe body to beautiful effect. It's worth bearing in mind it is only an Amazon underneath, so it's not nearly as fast as it looks, but that doesn't mean it's not a gorgeous GT car. For a start, for the first 2 years of its life, it was actually built by Jensen in the West Midlands because Volvo weren't really tooled up to do it yet. And you can tell that by the earlier cars with the bullhorn front bumpers. It's, for me, an even more gorgeous look on these cars. So for the first 2 years, they were built in Britain, so this Swedish car is every bit as British as the Jensen Interceptor. Nice connection there. From then on, it was built in Sweden and it became the P1800S. S for Swedish, easy to remember. And from that point on, you got these squared off front bumpers, neater and tighter. Now, regardless of where they're built, these cars do know how to rot in a big way, pretty much everywhere. It's worth going on our website looking at the buying guide to see all the rust spots on these cars because it is enormous, but all the parts are available. Like a lot of classic Volvos, the parts support for P1800s is immense. They're not cheap. You will be into thousands for a full restoration, but they are worth it these days. Values are climbing well up over £20,000, even £30,000 for the very best, and that means that restoring one can very easily be viable. But moving on to a living with point of view, once you've got your car and it's in gorgeous condition, what do you need to know? Until 1968, you had the 1.8 litre engine, and from their point, it was the 2 litre. Both are bomb-proof. There's an example of a P1800 that is the highest mileage car in the world with over 3 million miles on the clock. So these are extremely hardy, durable cars, despite the exotic Italian type styling. So don't be fooled, these will serve you well. You do need to look after them, service them, change the oil regularly, all that kind of stuff, but they're every bit as Volvo as they are under the skin. Talking about the living with point of view though, you want to look at things like the practicality. It might be a gorgeous 2-door coupe, but actually inside, incredibly practical. Let's bring you around here. For a start, it's a fairly high seating position you'll notice, which means you don't have to kind of lower yourself into it like a Ferrari. You can just slip in very easily, and you've got plenty of room. I'm 6 feet tall for reference, and I've got loads of headroom. I can see, I've got a good view of the dashboard ahead of me. It's well equipped, I've got plenty of gauges. It's a really easy car to sit in. I've got a lot of room side to side. And behind me, it's not just a 2+2. You have genuinely got room for humans back there. I'm fairly confident I could sit behind myself in comfort. It's quite a big car, but the trade-off for that is you do get a lot of luggage space, and you do see people doing European tours in these things, partly due to their Swedish solidity. These are extremely dependable and reliable cars. As for insurance, well, our friends at Peterless will insure it for you for this much, which I think you will agree is very reasonable. And generally these cars are very reasonable to run because they're quite economical. You can get over 30 to the gallon on a run, and if you want to put anything in it, surprising amount of luggage space. There's a lot going on in this particular one, as you can see, very deep, very wide. This is a lot more practical than an E-Type and fixed head coupe guys, and particularly in roadster guys. So it's practical, and it's stylish, and it's reliable. What more could you want? Well, I want to drive it, so let's get it on the road and talk about it more.
Say hello to Matt. Matt, thank you for letting me drive your incredible car. It's absolutely stunning.
That's all right. That's yeah.
I think we'll start with the obvious question. I think I know the answer. Why do you own this car? Why did you buy a P1800?
I believe it was really an early classic car show that I attended at Alexandra Palace, and as you walked into the foyer, there was a P1800 up on a pedestal. And I remember walking into that car show, seeing the car, and it just stuck with me ever since.
Okay, and what have you thought so far? What's been your sort of ownership experience of it so far?
Basically, so far it's just been bulletproof. I sort of went for Volvo. I'd had an experience driving an Amazon previously when I belonged to the Classic Car Club, and I just used to love the ride of that Amazon. So I'd never driven a P1800. I knew people had said to me it's a similar sort of chassis setup.
Yeah, it uses a lot of parts.
Yeah, and I knew I just really enjoyed that experience, and yeah, when I got the opportunity to, I couldn't resist it.
Yeah, I can't say I blame you. And what's it been like for reliability? A fairly obvious question for a Volvo, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I have had literally no problems at all. The only thing I've had to do is I had to change one tyre where it had been sitting around for a while and had a bit of a flat spot.
Easy. And talking about other running costs and things, what have we been like on fuel? What about fuel economy?
Yeah, the fuel's been okay. I mean, it's I'm comparing it. I used to have a Mini previously and an old SL Mercedes, and I'd say it's very sort of comparable to to the Mini, really.
Oh, well, that's the right side of it.
Yeah, rather than the 500 SL that I had previously.
Yeah, that's oil rig fire territory with that one.
Yeah, exactly, definitely.
It sits on motorways okay, sort of keeps up with modern traffic.
Perfect. We come in this morning, and it sits 60, 70 miles an hour.
Perfect.
Yeah, very comfortable.
The other thing we were sort of saying is, I think much like an Amazon, it does feel newer than each years to drive. You know, if you're not too familiar with old cars, I don't think this would be intimidating.
No, yeah, definitely. It's you sort of get into it, and you've just driven it for the first time, and it doesn't take very long to feel comfortable behind the wheel.
Not at all. Steering's light, the gear change is lovely.
Yeah.
The absolutely savage heater, I've got to say. It's a good Swedish spec car.
Well, I think that's partly because it went into for a service, and the mechanic was Swedish, and I think the first thing that they think about when doing a service on a car is the heating working.
Is the heating good?
Because obviously in Sweden that is a big thing.
One of the things that's sort of standing out to me with this is that you really do get, I mean, you get the sort of exotic styling, because these cars turn heads everywhere they go. And I drove in this morning and saw it, and it was just, I was gobsmacked. It was absolutely gorgeous. But you're getting a car that's still, it drives like a saloon car fundamentally. You know, it's comfortable, it's sort of smooth. Is that something else you were looking for with it?
Absolutely. I think really more than anything else was this being in the driver's seat of an Amazon was what sort of initially attracted me to the P1800, and you get that same feeling, but it's very much being behind the wheel was the reason I went for the car. It's got a nice stylish dashboard,
It is gorgeous,
and it's just a nice place to be.
And what about kind of, if you've got a long term with this car, is there anything you'd want to upgrade about it? Maybe different electrics, or were you going to make some more power out of it, or are you quite happy with it as it is?
Do you know what, the drive is absolutely just what I wanted. I think someone's done some bits with it over the years, and it drives nicely. I don't think there's anything I really want to do to it, to be fair.
No, it's lovely. We'd not be tempted to put maybe a radio upgrade or something in it?
Possibly, yeah, to have some, but then, you know, with Wi-Fi speakers and stuff like that these days, it's quite nice to have the original radio in situ.
Nice big button long wave there. Yeah, I love
exactly.
That.
So I don't know if I would worry about that with technology that you've got these days.
Yeah, definitely. Just put good tyres on it, look after it.
That's it. Make sure it's maintained, keep it very roadworthy.
I think as a livable classic, this has got a huge appeal, because you've got the exotic styling, you've got the head turning, you've got something that's quite long-legged, and like you say, it feels special when you sit in it. You've got all these lovely details, but also there is a Volvo underneath, so you know it's going to be good on fuel, and it's going to be cheap to insure, obviously, with our friends Peter Best, and cheap to buy parts for, and dead reliable. You know, the highest mileage car in the world is a P1800, which I think is testament to how usable these cars are.
Yeah, I think that one's still going, isn't it? I think we're up to 3 million miles.
3.8 the last I saw.
3.8, wow.
Absolutely tremendous. Well, this isn't quite there yet, but you know, there's no reason it couldn't be. So, what would be your kind of closing thing then? If someone were going to say, should I buy a P1800, should I live with it, what would be your closing remark?
Well, firstly, I would say definitely consider it. Or, you know, the Amazons, the P1800s, they're a great car. I think get out, enjoy it, and have a car that you can use every day, or have a car that you can use at the weekends, that you can rely on, really.
Well, thank you so much for letting me drive it. It's wonderful. I have to say, I'm a Mercedes man, as you know, but this is tremendous. I may have to go and become part of the Volvo club myself.
Yeah, join up. It'd be great.
Yeah, brilliant.
Great to have you.
And would you say that's another good bit of advice? I gather you met the president of the Volvo club quite recently as well.
Yes, I was in just getting my tyres changed, and a guy rocked up to do a delivery, and he happened to be the president of the Volvo club. So it was a great introduction, and although I'm yet to sort of join up to the club, I'm certainly going to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you know, that knowledge and depth of knowledge and understanding of the vehicles is really important. So
they're very enthusiastic as well, aren't they, Volvo owners? You tend to meet people they might have an Amazon and a P1800 and a 480 and a 740 and a C30. You know, the lineage carries on. They're big fans for life.
I think it's a bit like that. Yeah, I don't think it's one of those cars or one of those brands that people tend to stick with.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you can see why driving this.
Yeah.
So, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to let us know, have you ever owned a P1800 or an Amazon? What was it like? Would you own another one? Have you still got, did yours do 3 million miles? I can see why. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Classics World for all our future content, ring the bell so you get it as soon as it comes out, and do go and visit our friends at Peter Best to get a very competitive quote on your classic car. But for now, we're going to waft off into, it's not really the sunset, is it?
Well, not quite.
Not the day for it. The sun's shining inside.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Thank you.